When I look at Oliver's intelligence map, I don't see a child who should be pushed into a generic academic box. I see a depth pattern learner. I see a mind that does not wake up for shallow information. I see a young person who wants to know what is hidden underneath the surface. Why people behave the way they behave. Why systems work or fail. Why life has mystery. Why emotions become complicated. Why truth is not always visible. And this is exactly why intelligence mapping cannot be reduced to school marks, IQ tests, or casual personality labels. A child may score well in mathematics and still not be mathematically fulfilled. A teenager may speak less in class and still carry extraordinary linguistic intelligence. A young person may not appear social, yet may read people more accurately than most adults. This is where Vedic astrology, especially the Jaimini Karaka system, becomes a powerful diagnostic engine. In this reading, I am not just looking at planets as isolated symbols. I am looking at the Karakas, the soul indicators, the career indicators, the relational indicators, the intelligence carriers. The Atmakaraka shows the deepest soul hunger. The Atmakaraka shows the working intelligence, the path of skill, career, function, and contribution. The houses show where that intelligence operates. The signs show the style. The conjunctions show the fusion. The aspects show the data connections. For Oliver, the Atmakaraka is Jupiter. That immediately tells me something crucial. This is not a surface-level mind. Jupiter as Atmakaraka makes the soul seek wisdom, meaning, truth, ethics, guidance, and the bigger picture. But Jupiter is not sitting in a simple, comfortable, obvious place. Jupiter is placed in the 8th house, in Gemini. That changes the whole intelligence profile. This is the signature of a mind that wants to decode hidden knowledge. The 8th house is the house of depth, secrets, transformation, psychology, research, trauma, investigation, occult sciences, crisis, hidden mechanisms, and rebirth. Gemini brings language, curiosity, comparison, data, questions, and mental movement. So when Jupiter, the soul's wisdom planet, sits in Gemini in the 8th house, Oliver's dominant intelligence becomes very clear. His most dominant intelligence is existential research intelligence. This is the intelligence that asks, what is really going on here? What is the hidden pattern? What is the deeper reason? What is the psychology behind this behavior? What is the truth behind the story? What is the meaning behind suffering, power, secrecy, loyalty, betrayal, transformation, and survival? This is not an ordinary curiosity. This is a soul-level curiosity. So as a parent, teacher, counselor, or education psychologist, you must understand this early. Oliver will not thrive when education is reduced to memorization. He needs meaning before memory. He needs context before content. He needs mystery before method. He needs to feel that the subject is worth entering. If you teach him history as dates, he may disengage. But if you teach history as power, civilization, secrets, rise and fall, strategy, human motives, and hidden consequences, he will listen. If you teach biology as textbook diagrams, he may only do what is required. But if you teach biology as life, death, survival, mutation, genetics, disease, healing, and the hidden intelligence of the body, he will enter deeply. If you teach mathematics as repetitive drills, he may resist. But if you teach mathematics as code breaking, pattern detection, encryption, game logic, architecture, robotics, or cosmic order, his mind can activate. This is the first major key. Oliver learns through depth, not through pressure. The second strongest intelligence in Oliver's chart is logical diagnostic intelligence. This comes from the powerful interaction of Mars, Ketu, Saturn, Mercury, and Rahu. Ketu is placed in Aries in the 6th house, and Mars is placed in Leo in the 10th house. This is not passive intelligence. This is problem-solving intelligence. This is the mind that sees a flaw and wants to correct it. This is the child who may notice what is wrong before noticing what is beautiful. This is the teenager who can become sharp, critical, precise, and sometimes impatient when things are inefficient. The 6th house is the house of correction, obstacles, discipline, conflict, competition, service, disease, technical improvement, daily effort, and problem solving. Ketu there gives detachment, sharp pattern recognition, and a surgical instinct. Aries gives speed and initiative. So Oliver may not always solve problems in the long conventional way. He may jump to the core. He may see the error quickly. He may say, "This is the problem," even when others are still discussing the surface. Mars in the 10th house adds execution. It gives visible action, leadership, performance, courage, and professional drive. Mars in Leo wants to act with pride, visibility, and purpose. It does not want to hide forever. It wants to do something that matters. So Oliver is not only philosophical, he is not only reflective, he also has strong action intelligence. But his action must have meaning. He does not want busy work, he wants missions. Give him a problem to solve. Give him a system to improve. Give him a machine to understand. Give him a mystery to decode. Give him a technical challenge. Give him a case study. Give him a puzzle where his mind can move from observation to diagnosis to solution. This makes fields like coding, robotics, automation, cybersecurity, forensic science, engineering, data analytics, systems design, medicine, surgery, diagnostics, and investigative research very suitable for him. But here is the nuance. Oliver may not be satisfied with only mechanical work. His Jupiter Atmakaraka in the 8th wants meaning. So the best career pathways will combine technical intelligence with depth. For example, cybersecurity is not just coding, it is hidden threat detection. That suits him. Forensic science is not just science, it is truth-finding. That suits him. Psychology is not just emotion, it is decoding hidden motives. That suits him. Artificial intelligence is not just technology, it is pattern intelligence and system behavior. That suits him. Game design is not just play, it is world building, psychology, logic, visual structure, and symbolic storytelling. That suits him. This is why I would not force Oliver into a narrow category like science student or art student. He is a hybrid intelligence profile. He needs science with mystery, technology with psychology, language with research, design with symbolism, and philosophy with practical application. The third powerful intelligence in Oliver's map is intrapersonal intelligence. This is the intelligence of self-awareness, inner observation, emotional privacy, and self-reflection. Scorpio ascendant, Moon and Venus in Scorpio in the first house, and Jupiter as Atmakaraka all create a rich internal world. This means Oliver may feel more deeply than he shows. He may observe people carefully before trusting them. He may not immediately verbalize his emotional state. He may process in silence. He may seem calm outside while internally going through intense interpretations. This is where adults must be careful. Do not assume that silence means emptiness. Do not assume that withdrawal means laziness. Do not assume that emotional privacy means lack of feeling. In many such charts, the child is not emotionless. The child is overloaded with emotional perception. Moon and Venus in Scorpio can give deep emotional sensitivity, aesthetic intensity, attachment to loyalty, powerful memory, and strong reactions to betrayal or dishonesty. This child may remember tone, atmosphere, facial expressions, and emotional undercurrents. He may know when something is off, even if no one says it aloud. So his emotional education is as important as his academic education. He needs language for what he feels. He needs journaling. He needs safe one-on-one conversations. He needs symbolic expression, writing, art, music, mythology, storytelling, role-play, design, or private creative work. He should not be forced to perform vulnerability in public. His emotional world opens through trust, not interrogation. The fourth intelligence is linguistic intelligence, but again, not in a simple way. Mercury is in Libra with Saturn and Rahu in the 12th house. This gives refined, strategic, private, analytical, and sometimes unusual communication. Oliver may not always be the loudest speaker in the room, but when he has processed something deeply, he may express with precision. Mercury in Libra gives diplomacy, structure, comparison, balance, aesthetics, and the ability to understand different sides. Saturn with Mercury gives seriousness, discipline, delayed maturity, careful speech, and structured thought. Rahu adds unconventional thinking, digital intelligence, media intelligence, and the ability to understand modern systems. But because this is the 12th house, much of this may develop in solitude. Oliver may write better than he speaks spontaneously. He may think deeply after the conversation is over. He may need time to prepare. He may prefer research-based presentations over instant classroom answers. So teachers must not misread him. A student who does not answer quickly is not necessarily weak. Some minds are not built for instant reaction. They are built for synthesis. Oliver may do well in debate, research writing, script writing, investigative essays, legal reasoning, psychology writing, symbolic fiction, mythology-based storytelling, technical documentation, coding language, and content strategy. His words become stronger when they are connected to a serious purpose. The fifth intelligence is visual-spatial intelligence. Moon and Venus in the first house give aesthetic perception, emotional imagery, and a strong sense of atmosphere. Mercury in Libra adds design logic. This is not necessarily decorative art. This is symbolic, cinematic, emotional, psychological art. Oliver may be drawn to visual worlds that carry depth. Fantasy, mythology, mystery, dramatic photography, game worlds, symbolic design, character design, film editing, visual storytelling, architecture, UI/UX, or graphic narratives. He may like creating moods. He may enjoy designing worlds, characters, maps, concepts, or emotional environments. So if you want him to learn, let him visualize. Let him use diagrams, symbolic maps, charts, mind maps, storyboards, animations, models, and visual frameworks. A visual spatial learner does not simply memorize a chapter. He sees the architecture of the subject. The sixth intelligence is interpersonal intelligence, but it is selective. Oliver is not necessarily the child who wants to be friends with everyone. His interpersonal intelligence is psychological rather than social. He may read people, but not immediately mingle with them. He may understand emotional undercurrents, but still protect his own space. This is an important distinction for parents and counselors. Do not force him into constant social exposure and call that confidence building. He does need healthy collaboration, but with meaningful roles. Put him in small teams where he can solve, design, research, lead, analyze, or present. He may not enjoy random group work, but he can thrive in purposeful group missions. Sun as Atmakaraka in Virgo in the 11th house is a strong clue here. The Atmakaraka shows the working path, the intelligence that becomes useful in career and contribution. Sun as Atmakaraka gives leadership, ethics, institutional orientation, authority, discipline, and public contribution. Virgo makes it analytical, service-oriented, precise, and improvement-driven. The 11th house brings networks, gains, social systems, groups, communities, and large-scale results. So professionally, Oliver may grow into someone who leads through analysis, systems, service, and intelligent contribution. He may work with networks, communities, institutions, digital platforms, research groups, or technical teams. But he will need to feel respected for competence. Empty popularity will not satisfy him. His growth areas are equally important. First, he must learn not to become trapped in intensity. A deep mind can become a heavy mind. If every situation becomes a psychological investigation, the nervous system gets tired. Oliver must learn when to go deep and when to let things be simple. Second, he must learn trust. Scorpio influence can make the child cautious, observant, and protective. That is not wrong. But if it becomes suspicion, he may struggle in friendships or teamwork. He needs adults who are consistent, honest, and emotionally stable. Third, he must learn emotional expression. He should not be pushed into dramatic emotional sharing, but he should be taught healthy language. I feel disappointed. I need time. I am overwhelmed. I do not trust this yet. I need clarity. I want to understand. Fourth, he must learn discipline without perfectionism. Mercury with Saturn and Rahu can produce pressure. He may feel he must get it right. He may overthink. He may become self-critical. The solution is not lower standards. The solution is process-based learning. Draft, test, correct, improve, repeat. Fifth, he must use the body. Mars and Ketu need movement. If Oliver remains only in mental and emotional intensity, pressure builds. Martial arts, swimming, archery, strength training, rock climbing, tactical sports, yoga, dance, or disciplined physical training can help regulate him. His body must be part of his education. Now, what education style does Oliver need? He needs inquiry-based learning. Start with a question, not a lecture. He needs project-based learning. Give him something to build, decode, design, research, or present. He needs visual learning. Use charts, maps, diagrams, symbols, models, timelines, and systems. He needs private processing time. Do not demand instant answers every time. He needs depth material. Give him mythology, psychology, science, technology, philosophy, history, and mysteries of nature. He needs ethical challenge. Ask him what is right, not only what is correct. He needs mentorship, not micromanagement. A child with this kind of chart grows through serious guidance. And above all, he needs to know that his intensity is not a defect. It is raw material. If handled poorly, it becomes anxiety, isolation, overthinking, and mistrust. If handled well, it becomes research brilliance, psychological insight, technical mastery, creative depth, and transformational leadership. So for Oliver, the most suitable fields of study are psychology, neuroscience, behavioral science, computer science, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, robotics, automation, forensic science, criminology, philosophy, mythology, symbolic studies, film, game design, visual communication, and investigative writing. His best hobbies are chess, strategy games, mystery novels, coding, robotics kits, escape rooms, mythology research, digital art, character design, music production, martial arts, journaling, photography, short film editing, and world building. He will find joy where intelligence meets mystery. He will feel connected to the world when he can decode it, improve it, design it, explain it, or transform it. And this is exactly why intelligence mapping through Vedic astrology is so powerful. It does not ask only, is the child smart? That is too small a question. It asks, what kind of intelligence is alive here? What does the soul want to learn? What does the career intelligence want to become? Which planet is carrying the child's curiosity? Which house is shaping the learning style? Which sign is coloring the expression? Which conjunction is creating the talent fusion? Which aspect is showing the hidden data connection? When I read Oliver's chart, I see a child who should not be educated through fear, comparison, or generic pressure. I see a child who should be educated through depth, trust, challenge, meaning, mystery, and mastery. And if you are a parent, school counselor, education psychologist, teacher, or professor listening to this is the real takeaway. Some children are not confused. They are unmapped. Some teenagers are not lazy. Their intelligence has not been activated in the right language. Some youth are not directionless. Their education has not yet connected with their soul engine. Oliver's map tells us that he is not here to simply repeat information. He is here to decode hidden systems, understand human behavior, solve difficult problems, and build a meaningful relationship with knowledge. Give him shallow content, and he may withdraw. Give him meaningful complexity, and he may surprise you. Give him pressure, and he may become guarded. Give him trust and challenge, and he may become extraordinary. This is the power of intelligence mapping. It gives you the child behind the report card. It gives you the learning style behind the behavior. It gives you the talent behind the silence. It gives you the future direction behind the present confusion. If you want to understand your child or teenager at this level, not just what they score, but how they think, what they enjoy, what kind of intelligence dominates them, what education style they need, what career fields may fit them, what challenges must be handled early, and what gifts are waiting to be unlocked, get in touch with me for a detailed intelligence mapping reading. Because the right reading does not label your child. It reveals the design. And once you know the design, education becomes more intelligent, parenting becomes more precise, and the child finally feels seen.